What I was gonna
I'm
say.
James. I'm James Toney, manager and consultant. Buddy McGirt is the trainer.
Oh, okay. Because I saw on your Facebook thing, I saw him signing a contract with you.
Yeah,
Is
that was yeah.
Is that
That was the.
Go on.
That was the first. That was the first. That was the commitment agreement that we were signing. That we had committed that we will participate in the tournament. Now we have not got the final contract, the bout agreement yet, and we're waiting on that.
Okay. Oh, that's good. So what would that agreement be about?
The bout agreement will be coming from London, England. I don't know what it would be saying, but it would be addressing the terms of the bout and everything. We know just general information that is 3 rounds with 3 minutes with for each fight, and there's supposed to be 3 fights that day.
Yeah.
We don't know who we'll be fighting. We don't care who we'll be fighting. And basically, that's the agreement that's going to confirm that we're going to be there. Right now, it's just, a social media thing and information that we get, that we're getting from them.
Yeah. We know the opponents. Mark, can you feel John in the opponents? You know the opponents, right?
I know some of the opponents, yeah.
We have no idea who the opponent is.
Yeah.
Well, we'll help you out there then, John. We've got one guy called Larry Olubamiwu. Did you know that guy, no?
No, probably not.
No, I don't.
No, he's most infamous for failing a drug test. That's what he's known for. We've got Sherman Williams from the Bahamas, right?
No.
Shannon Williams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got Sam Sexton, former British or at least Commonwealth title holder.
Yeah. Go on.
And obviously James Toney. I think that they're the only people who have definitely been confirmed up to now.
Yeah. But obviously, like, because we watched the prize fighter a lot, and it's pretty good, 3 rounds, like you said, exactly 3 rounds, and hopefully, I think how many times do they fight? They fight like twice or something.
No, 3 times, yeah.
Yeah. But what the thing is, it's not even the prize fight. The big thing is James Toney coming to England. That's the big thing that obviously everyone wants to see. That obviously James Toney coming to England, because we fondly remember James Toney back in the early time. But it's good that obviously you're his manager and consultant, that you've reinvigorated his career in that. Like, with all of you seen in James Toney, I can see he's lost weight as well. So you work. Obviously, you're not his trainer, but you can see he's taking things very seriously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. James takes things very, very seriously. I think the fight over in
Russia.
Not Russia, because he was way down. He was down too low in Russia.
Yeah.
Plus, he fought in Russia with a hairline fracture on his knee.
Oh.
He sustained in the first round, and he had no mobility. He kept putting it. If you go back and you listen to the announcers, as a matter of fact, I think Frank Taitner ran it live. They kept talking about something was wrong with his leg. He seemed like he keep lifting his leg up and he don't have no mobility. Well, he sustained a hairline fraction in that fight and fought 12 rounds on 1 leg and a half. And plus he had got down to 198 pounds. And right at the end of the 6th round, we had nothing to give. He just refused to stop fighting. He said that the guy couldn't get him. His defense was good, which he proved that to me in 12 rounds. So every time you see James in the corner, you're going to see me. I work all his cuts. I work the cuts for James. I'm his cut man when it comes to corner work. And if the trainer don't show up, then I'll just step in and do the fight.
Yeah.
So we're not at loss for anything when it comes to James.
Yeah.
You
were saying about his last fight. About the weight. You were saying about his last fight about the weight. You were saying.
Yeah, the last fight he woke. I think Father Time kicked him in the butt and realized that he can't do what he wants to do, with that carrying that weight around. So he got serious and he started training and started shedding the weight off. and now he's right in the 220s area, 220 area.
So he's going to come in good shape. He's going to come in good shape.
Yeah, oh yeah, without a doubt. It'll speak for itself. I'd rather not do a lot of talking. I just let him do the talking in the ring, and after the fight, then we'll be ready. I don't want to oversell James. I don't want to undersell him, but he's coming to fight. He is definitely coming to fight.
So you confident of winning?
Am I confident with him?
Of winning the tournament?
I'm comfortable with James fighting, period. Anybody, anywhere, anytime.
You know what? This is a really good opportunity because of the prize fighter is a good thing. Like James, because I saw an interview on James, he was saying that most of the top fighters don't want to fight him. They don't.
They don't.
Yeah. So this is.
They don't. Most of the top fighters don't want to fight James because he is still dangerous. If James was not dangerous, everybody and their mother and brother would want to fight James just to get his name on their resume or say, I knocked James out or I beat James' ass. James got pretty close to 90-some fights, and you can't show me 4 fights or 3 fights that he got beat up in. They say Lebedev. Okay, we got, James got beat in Lebedev. He sustained a hairline fracture. He lost over in Russia. I mean, not Russia, that's in Russia with Lebedev. He lost in Australia. James was overweight in Australia, just like he was overweight in Russia. But, he woke up, and now he know that he can't fight with all that weight. His body won't allow him to do all the trick shots that he hit guys with and get out the way. But now he can do it again.
Yeah, that's good. So who's sparring? Have you brought sparring partners and you can see the improvement? Obviously, you wouldn't put back yourself. Actually, how long have you known James anyway? I'm thinking. I think you know him, but I think you might have known him from back in the 90s. When he was back with his.
I've been with James over a decade. I've been with James over 15 years.
Okay.
I've been with him. So you can answer that question by that. If anybody can stay with James 15 years inside of his career, and he's been only boxing 20-some years, that tells the story right there.
Yeah, he's been for a long while back. What was that? Was that when he was a light heavyweight? Back when he fought Montel Griffiths?
No, it was after Montel Griffin. I've been with James ever since he fought Terry Porter. Okay. I think it was Terry Porter. I was with him before then, and he decided he wanted to come back and fight. The old man brought him to me, and I told him, I said, this guy don't want to fight. He said, yeah, he still got some fight left in it. And James was weighing about 270-some pounds then. He looked like he had swallowed a damn pumpkin or something.
Yeah.
And we understood things, and James, the old guy kept fighting. Because first time I turned flat down, and said, this guy don't want to fight. He don't want to fight. And he said, man, this is the James Toney, this and that. And he, came with a long story, and he brought James back again, and we sat down and we talked, and the rest is history. Relationship was there, and I'm the only father that ever been in James' life to tell him the right and wrong, when he's doing good and when he's doing bad. I don't swing on James' jockstrap. Yeah. I will say something else, but you might be recording it. I don't swing on this, so I use this jockstrap. Other people use it in other private areas. I don't swing on it. I tell him the truth. I'm the only guy that sits and tell him, when he's right, when he's wrong. When he's right, he's right. When he's wrong, and I tell him that.
Yeah, that's good, because I can see when the time he was with Freddie Roach, he never had that. James. I honestly believe that, because I can see on the difference of how he's approaching things now, more serious, and he's more calm. And then before, like you said, no one was to tell him, you can't knock James, don't do this, don't do that. He was just, everyone wants to say yes sir, yes sir. And like you said, you need someone around you just to, put things in perspective. And say, that's why I believe. That's why I thought I'd contact you, because I can see you. This is, you guys are taking it quite seriously. You're trying to, you can do this prize fighter thing, and I'm sure you've got other things set up from this prize fighter. I believe, this is what I think, that you're going to call up some of the fighters in England. I'm not, this is what I think. David Hayes here. We got all the fighters over. We got all some good heavyweights over here. So, what do you think?
Well, I think that James is anxious to come to England and fight. First of all, he loved you guys, and he keep telling me, "Pop, I can't wait." When he tells me, "Pop, I can't wait," that means that he can't get over there. He can't wait to get over there and show his talent in the ring. And that's the same way he was feeling when he fought Jurov. It was the same way when he fought Evander Holyfield, And I was with him when me and Freddie was together. We were together, and Freddie's just a quiet guy, He don't he's a no-nonsense guy. He don't put up with a lot of bullshit. He'll walk away from it before he put up with it. And I respect him for that. But when I came into his life, Freddie was still there, and we had a great relationship. So James is still James. He's still wild as hell. He's still, but we had Bay now. He's matured a lot. I'm gonna put it like that. He's matured a lot. He used to cuss the media out, and that's why people say, when he was young, back when he was fighting at 168 pounds and the super middleweight and all those, he wouldn't give any interviews hardly because he had a speech impediment. And people couldn't hardly understand what he was saying. Nothing has changed since then. His speeches has got a little bit worse because the weight and he don't slow down and pronounce his words, clearly. But now, sometimes you can understand James just as clear as you can understand me. All depends on what James you catch that day.
That's good, man. I was gonna say, so obviously you're training. Where you guys training? Are you training? Is it Detroit or what part of America are you guys training at the minute?
We're training in Burbank, California. We're training at a gym that's called Powerhouse Gym. Burbank Powerhouse Gym.
Okay.
So it's ran by two brothers there, and they got a boxing facility there, and we train there. We spar there.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay. And what? So when you come to England, have you chose what gym you're gonna tune up? Doing some tune-ups because this is what. Because obviously when you let me know that I'm looking to come down, if I can anyway, try to see if I can talk to you guys and to get some footage and that. Have you got what gym you're gonna come and near the York Hall? Do you know?
We haven't committed to any of the gyms yet. We're waiting on one of our representatives that's over there in England that's doing some things for us. And when by the end of this week, we'll know exactly.
Okay.
But if we don't get this contract from Prize Fight, we won't be there. We'll be fighting. We'll fight someplace else, or either we'll fight over in England in the first part of December.
Oh.
We hadn't got the final contract. We're waiting on the final contract, and I want that to let the records know that.
Okay.
That if they don't get us the contract, we won't be fighting them.
Okay, because Eddie Hearn and others, they've advertised it already, and this is why obviously me and European and the rest of the guys in UK have jumped on it because they've advertised that James Toney is the biggest name on the prize fighter. Actually, one of the biggest names after to enter into the prize fighter.
Yeah, ever,
and because of the this is nothing as well because of the whole back in the 90s thing with Eubank, Ben, and the Collins thing, the situation. People fondly remember James on the ITV show when he was sitting there. Who's he sitting next to? That guy, the other actor. He was sitting next to another actor, and he was disrespecting Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn, and it was stuck in everyone's mind. And obviously James Toney, everyone remembers England as a quality fighter. So James coming to England, everyone was looking to. It's the last time I remember people being this fun is when Mike Tyson came to England. People gonna be queued up to obviously go see him. It's really, really big. Just letting you know.
Everyone's excited. Everybody.
Yeah, really big. So that's what we're trying to get the inside scoop of which gym, and like you said, you don't know at the minute, and I'm probably going to follow up a bit later.
Yeah, well, they need to get us the contract because we've got another offer to fight over there in England in the 1st of December. So,
do you want to give us a little exclusive on that?
Yeah.
Say what now?
Do you want to give us a little exclusive on your other offer?
Yeah, which opponent?
We just got an offer, to fight over there, and in the first part of December, if we don't get the contract, if we hadn't had a commitment, to Prize Fight.
Yeah.
Of course, I like, first come, first serve. And so we're waiting on that contract. If the contract comes through for prize fight, we will take it and go. If it don't, we'll entertain the other offer.
Okay.
And that's an exclusive on that. And if you guys call me back Wednesday, I'll know something. But like I said, I'm in between traveling now.
Yeah.
I'm at the airport. So just got off one plane and waiting on to connect to another flight.
Okay.
So, you feel free to call me back.
Yeah,
feel free to call me back.
We will at that time. I was gonna say, I was listening to one of your interviews, and this is talking about you now. Apparently, like you used to be a fighter yourself, and used to be in some. I don't know if this is true. Death matches or something related to that. Is that right? Or using to like MMA sort of fighting. Is that right?
Well, it's called sudden death fight.
So what's that again? What?
Sudden death.
Sudden death. Okay, go ahead.
How does that work?
Yeah.
And that's when it's more like a chess match. And when I say that, because the fighters are very, very intelligent. You have to know the distance and everything. But there's no rules, there's no regulations in it. The only way you can be declared as a winner is that you got to walk the curtilage of the ring and all the curtilage of the ring with your hands up, and the guy's got to be out. If the guy starts getting up, you can run back and stomp him in the face, stomp him in the neck, stomp him in the back. They had kicks to the groin. You can kick. You can even bite. Guys used to sharpen my teeth. Whereas from one end to the other end, about 5 days before we fought, and you can bite, 2 fingers to the eyes, heel palm to the nose. You can do anything. You can fish hook. There was no rules and regulations. There was no third man in the ring to govern the actions of the fighters. It's just you and him.
No, that sounds barbaric, man. That sounds.
Well, it's not barbaric. It's fighting. It's the sudden death fighting.
Wow.
If you get out there in the street, if you have a let me a lot of guys tell me that, oh man, that's barbaric and things like that. If you get out to a fight in the street with somebody, who's going to stop you? Let somebody intervene. They can't tell you, oh, you can't poke me in the eye, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't heel palm me to the nose, or fish hook me, If you fight, you fight.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
So that's not barbaric. That's instinct of survival. That's your animal instinct that comes out. Some animals turn and run. Some animals turn and run and they get away from it. Some animal will stand there and fight. So it all depends. And it's the same thing with the human body. You're either going to run, somebody attack you, and you get to fighting, or you're going to stand there and defend for your life.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, I'm giving it to you guys as real as it's going to ever come.
Yeah. It's raw. So what was that like? And I heard you had a couple of fights. When was that? What year was that? Was that a long time ago?
I fought from 1964, 65, all the way until I forgot. Just woke up one day and I didn't feel like doing it anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like doing it anymore.
Yeah.
And how I got into it is a guy that was from Greece. A Greek got me into fighting because he was a world champion. One day he saved me and my father from being robbed down at a subway station in Chicago. And this guy was phenomenal. He used to drop us off at the subway because my father worked at the restaurant. And my father was a cook at this restaurant where he was the host at. And the buses stopped running in Chicago. He used to stop running in Chicago around 1 o'clock. It was about 3 o'clock. So the only thing that ran 24 hours was the subway, the L station. He would drop us off. He used to drop us off. One day we was going downstairs in the subway, and this guy at the bottom of the subway, pulled out a big-ass knife and said, hey, man, give me all your fucking money. And I was about 5 steps ahead of him downstairs right before I hit the bed the last time, and my father was behind me. And my father said, I don't have any money. You being young, and because I used to have to get up and get out of school and ride the bus downtown to ride back home with my father because we stayed in a very, very bad neighborhood. And my mother used to tell me to ride down there with him, so, because I knew everybody in the neighborhood. And, when the guy said, give me your money, my father said, I don't have any money. Then all of a sudden I heard this little voice coming from behind the guy, because the Greek had dropped us off, and I didn't know that he used to watch us till we got on the train safe. I never knew that. He said, hey, don't take their money. Here, take my money. And he had a big wad of money like you can choke a horse with. And the guy turned around and looked at him and said, oh, yeah, and something. He walked toward him, and all of a sudden I saw the guy go up in the air, and the Greek, he had disarmed the guy. He had the knife in his hand, and he was stabbing the guy in the neck. The first time I'd ever seen blood turn from a bright red to a dark color. And that simply, back then I didn't know what it meant. It simply meant that he had hit a main artery in there. And the oxygen had came out. But when the train was coming, he said, Mr. Arthur, get on the train. Get on the train, you and your boy, and you didn't see this. And, we got on the train. I was looking out through the train at the Greek steadily stabbing the guy. And I told my dad, I said, the Greek is going to be a hero. He's going to be in the paper tomorrow. My father backhanded me and told me to mind my business. And all that night when I got home, I could not sleep. The only thing I could see was the Greek stabbing the guy. Being young like that, and I was 13 years old, and I just kept looking up at the ceiling, and all the thing. I didn't sleep probably about an hour. I probably didn't sleep at all that night. Went to school the next day, came back from school, stopped and got a paper, looked and saw he wasn't in neither one of the major papers. I got down on the job. When I got down there, I saw the Greek standing back there with the Sally girl. I said, the Greek, you not even make the paper. You didn't even report. And he grabbed me and shoved me into the refrigerator. He said, I told you, you didn't see anything. He said, the next thing it might be you. And I look at my father to say, get your fucking hands off my boy. My father was behind the steam table cooking. And all I could see was sweat dripping down from him. And he said, get your ass upstairs and get your apron on, because I used to help the dishwasher out, when they got back up in the kitchen. And every day I didn't want to talk to the Greek. I hated him. Then I started bugging him, asking, would you please teach me how to fight? Would you please teach me what you taught, what I say you do? I will never use it. I was saying any and everything and begging him. I said, I don't ever want nobody to hurt my father, my mother. And I think that's what got him. He started teaching me about martial arts. He started teaching me everything that I knew about fighting. And then one day he told my father, he said, he was real close to my father. He said, he's going to spend the weekend with me. And he put me on a plane. We went over to Naples, Italy. We fought there. I saw him fight, and he put me in there. And ever since then, I fell in love. Wow. I loved what I did, and that's how I got into it.
Oh man! So you see the martial? So is it mixed martial arts? What was it like jiu-jitsu and other things and stuff like that?
It's every side of martial art. Some grappling to everything.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why when you find a real martial art, you don't catch them running all over the ring and doing wild things.
No.
He'll sit and point for time to strike. To strike. When it's time for him to strike, then he gonna commit himself all the way.
Yeah. Bruce Lee said the same thing. When he gonna hit, and he gonna break some limbs, man. You know what I'm saying? Wow.
Yeah.
So
that's how I got into the fight game.
Yeah, and I was thinking, because obviously your history, this is why James respects you, because he knows another fighter knows another fighter. This is why he probably respects you in that way, because you know certain things. You know what I'm saying? That's why he looks up to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, without a doubt, there's some mutual respect between me and James. I respect him and he respects me.
Yeah.
James respects me because when I first took him on, I couldn't get nobody to spar James. And they wanted money to spar James, and so I started sparring James myself, just at my early age, I started sparring James myself. And sometimes we would spar 25 rounds, 20 rounds and stuff, and then we fought Adolfo Washington. That was the first coming out. He fought Adolfo Washington, and the rest is history. He beat Adolfo Washington so bad because people thought that he was going to lose against Adolfo Washington.
That was heavy.
And we just started. That was cruiserweight.
Oh, cruiserweight.
That's when he was
sorry.
cruiserweight.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, we cruiserweight, and from cruiserweight we went to heavyweight.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, I used to spar James. You know, Father Time caught up with me.
Yeah.
You know, I said, I can't keep doing this and shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you know, I didn't want to slow things down, so I started hiring guys to spar him. I was at that time I could afford it, but at first I could never afford nobody to spar James.
Yeah. Well, this.
So, you
Well, yeah, man. Well, it sounds right. Hopefully, that you know, Eddie and Matchroom, they sort their contract out with you guys, so obviously you bring them over and that. And with the 3-round prize fighting thing, you can see James is getting in shape. Whatever is going to happen, like the December or the prize fight, it seems like James is getting himself in great shape, and he's looking to put on a great performance for the UK fans when he comes over. So this is going to be good. You know, this is going to be really good, and hopefully, like I said to you, maybe Wednesday you might hear something of it. Let me know what gym you're gonna, you guys are gonna tune up on. You will be tuned up. You will be tuned up in the gym. Like I could recommend, but I could recommend one, but I don't know, because you might want one near to the venue, and obviously you've got a hotel and you don't want too far from your hotel venue probably.
Yeah, and I'm going to leave it up to our representatives over there to make sure they get us an adequate place and a place that we're comfortable in.
Yeah.
And but anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys when we get there, and stay in touch. Email me, and I'll make sure that email you back and let you know. An itinerary of ours.
Yeah, definitely. All right, then. What I'll do, probably Wednesday, I'll probably email you and sorry, on Facebook. Get back to you on Facebook and.
Okay, you can do Facebook or either email. Do you have my email address?
No, I don't have your email address, but I can find it though, because it's probably on your Facebook account. It's probably there?
Yeah, it is. And it's real easy.
Yeah.
James Lights Out, just Lights Out Boxing.
Oh, Lights Out Boxing.
Lights Out Boxing at SBCglobal.net.
Okay, then the UK fans will probably be emailing you. Everyone, they're going to be emailing you as well, properly as well, at the same time. Get in contact with you. But this is good, though. I'm glad we had a chance to talk to you, and obviously, hopefully things will be alright, and we see you and James in the UK in soon, and like I said to you, I'll get back to you next week. Alright?
Okay. Alright, I'll be looking forward to it.
Thanks, man. Take care of yourself, Arthur. John, we'll talk to you soon.